Yeah. So hi guys, we are building Akon Labs, and GitNexus is one of our product. I'll keep it short, crisp, and we'll show a live demo. So we are two guys. We started our open source. It has open source product, and like with the amount of open source validation we got, and it's a real huge problem. So we are building an enterprise version out of it. So in two, let me zoom it. Yeah. So in 3 weeks of open sourcing it, we reached to 14K GitHub stars, and people are coming up with pull requests, feature requests, issues, and it's growing quite fast. So also it's a huge problem when everybody is after building agents and everybody has started to wipe code. There are a lot of vulnerabilities and issues caused in the process, and then it's also very expensive since Opus and all those models. Even though we are getting huge subscription, like huge discount on subscription, it's still expensive for us, and in future it's going to get more expensive. So we are building GitNexus, which is the digital brain of your code bases. So this is the 4 of our core features right now: living brain of code bases, blast radius analysis, make vibe coding reliable, unified context for all coding agents. We'll just straight up dive into the product live demo. So visible, yeah. So this is how the dashboard looks like. Let me show you by indexing a repo. Let's take a popular repo thing. Let's take fast API. Yeah. So yeah, the indexing is quite fast. Hope there's no issue with network. Yeah. So as it's indexing, let me explain. We are building digital brain of your code bases. So what we do is we build the knowledge graph without any LLMs. So fast API got indexed. It's quite a popular repo and it's quite big. And on our benchmark, we were able to index Linux in 11 minutes. So it's quite fast and deterministic. Let me just show you the knowledge graph and explain there. So this is the knowledge graph of GitNexus open source itself. So let me ask the AI to explain the architecture here. So how you are seeing it in the demo is actually how exactly it also works. So this is the digital brain of your code base. So we are mapping everything specific to languages. We can map import resolution, calls, defines, whatever the language has, extends all of those. And we create the always updating living brain of your code bases, and which it can be queried by any AI agents. It can work with your cloud code subscription, codex, whatever you prefer using, and it reduces cost by quite a margin. And due to the knowledge graph and deterministic nature of the knowledge graph, even small models like HiQ 4.5 was able to outperform Opus 4.5, especially in deep architecture reasoning. So you can see how it's tagging the graph, right? So that's exactly how it works. And since we have the knowledge graph, like how Cloud Code or Cursor exactly works is, it basically goes through all of your files, it reads and guess stuff. But here, since we have this deterministic graph, the LLM has the ability to actually audit it, traverse through the graph, like how it is highlighting the path, right? We have all the relations, imports, call, define, everything. It gets the auditing capabilities. So the architecture is just generated right now. So right now in this demo, we are using Minimax M2.5, which is a very cheap model, like cheaper than HiQ, and it's still able to generate this detailed architecture diagram, and it's generating quite fast. So we found even smaller models perform larger models with the MCP. Yep. So I'll take you to the next feature. So GitNexus is quite a popular repository right now, and we are getting huge amount of PRs. So right now we have 70 PRs. You can see it live here. So let me take one. Okay. This is so simple. Let me take a more complex one. Yeah. someone raised the PR where we are using KuzuDB internally. So they are trying to enrich queries sequentially to prevent KuzuDB segfault. So yeah. So this is the blast radius analysis of it, of that PR. It will show you what are the files affected, what are the process maps and everything affected. So we have internal algorithms that breaks down the graph into clusters and process maps and all. So the idea is to offload the retrieval reasoning and smartness onto the tools itself. Since they are deterministic, we don't have hallucination risk. So now LLMs are able to connect it through MCP or CLI, whatever, and it can actually audit the code base. So I'll just do a code review live. This is our own internal agent. It can, anybody can use their own subscription, own agent, whatever. So what we are trying to create is the infrastructure for AI agents, not just agents. Everybody is building agents, but nobody is making them reliable or actually it's basically a developer productivity booster right now. But LLMs are quite smart and they have quite a bit of ability to actually understand code bases, in most cases better than humans. So if they get the ability to actually know the architecture and audit it, they can, engineers can actually reliably offload work onto the agents themselves. So yeah, it's doing the PR review. So it will, the web version, is, you can think of it like a better DPQ alternative. You can quickly do PR reviews or chat with it. Even the open source version is available, free of cost, nothing, just bring your own API key. The enterprise version has blast radius analysis, repo wiki, living documentation, living code base. It will track your GitHub and always have a updated knowledge graph of it, updated documentation of it. So nobody will have to maintain agents.md, cloud.md, architecture diagrams, nothing. All of those will be auto-handled. So it just did the PR review. You can see how it's identifying all the call chains and actually making the architecture. So it also gets easy for non-tech people and PMs to actually understand the code base. We also have some features in beta which are basically auditing the code base and also integrating business intelligence into the knowledge graph itself. So the tribal knowledge which senior engineers build after their years of working in a industry, LLM will directly get those. Also provide it to the humans. So this was the knowledge graph. I'll show you the living repo wiki. Yeah. So this is the living documentation of GitNexus open source. So what happens is, if someone pushes code and we merge it, basically whenever code changes in your GitHub, it auto updates the knowledge graph, and then that in turn auto updates the documentation as well. So no, using GitNexus, nobody will have to maintain documentation anymore. And this is mostly deterministic because we are depending on knowledge graph. So we can show architectures and everything quite well, and like we are using ASTs under the hood, so that makes it quite deterministic, non-LLM, completely heuristic. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. It integrates with Cloud Code or any model of your choice. It's just a CLI tool. One command and it will just run. You all can join our Discord or sign up on akonlabs.com. We are getting design partners and feedbacks. And this is our website. The open source version is GitNexus. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.